Robert Pattinson erupted against the maligners, and although he has said terrible things about Twilight, his latest statements scream for them to close that chapter once and for all.
Millions of Twilight fans out there just cannot wait to see this. It's very almost heartbreaking because they don't want it to be over.
Yeah.
It's a little bittersweet, isn't it? For them. Yeah.
Not caring that it was his starting foot for a life full of luxuries, Pattinson never felt any appreciation for the Twilight saga. Every time he could, he openly commented on it, and in the end, that ended up being part of his hilarious personality.
Did your Twilight experience turn out to be what you expected?
Oh, when I read it, it seemed like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published.
However, almost 2 decades have passed since the first installment, and what once was funny for him has begun to feel like a burden he can never shed, but that he is willing to get rid of by any means. The more I read the script, the more I hated this guy, so I played him as a who hates himself. From the start, Robert couldn't understand the frenzy for Twilight, from the innocuous and incongruous plot to what his character was like. Still, the actor did his best, because after all, it was about his career, and it was already enough martyrdom to be in a movie of that kind to then be left in front of the critics as a bad actor. However, his performance didn't help much with his future jobs, so he had quite a few problems finding a more serious role, even begging some directors for an audition. Fortunately, the great fortune he amassed in the saga gave him some time, and just when he was losing hope, cinema recognized his talent with high-profile titles. Still, the shadow of his first success follows him to this day, but after so many years of experience, he takes comments in a very different way. I'm surprised that people still tell me, man, Twilight ruined the vampire genre. I just think, are you still stuck on that crap? How can you be sad about something that happened almost 20 years ago? It's crazy. It's no longer cool to be a hater. That's so 2010. Part of his rejection of Twilight was always due to the fans and all those crazy things that happened to him just for being Edward Cullen. But now that everything has calmed down, Robert no longer wants to keep rejecting his great step into fame and even embraces those memories with much affection. It's lovely now that the mania isn't so intense. I think the only scary part was when it started. It was very, very intense. Now that the intensity has ended, they are just warm memories. Without a doubt, time and a successful career change things. But if there were to be a sequel to Twilight, everyone would go crazy again. Although it's very likely that will never happen.
I think if anything else happens to Bella and Edward at this point, I'm just gonna be like, I don't care. Just